student. Hi, good evening. So today we are going to see here the concept of ROC in discrete time signal. Okay, so first we will start from continuous time signal, then we will convert the continuous time signal into discrete time signal through the sampling. Okay, so let's see here. Let us say I have one problem. So that is what here I have one signal. So this signal is like x of t. Signal is what x of t is equal to x of t signal is there, and this signal is, I'm going to apply this signal to RC low pass filter, one RC low pass filter. Okay, so this is my RC low pass filter, and this is my R and this is my C, where R is equal to what? R is, let's say, 1 kilo ohm, and here capacitance is of 0.5 millifarad, 0.5 millifarad of capacitance is there. And here the input signal is what? Input signal x of t is nothing but this is e to the power minus t u of t. So this is my what? Input signal x of t, and this is my RC low pass filter. Now this is my output signal. So let's say this is my output signal y of t, positive, negative. Now here I am applying one sampling switch. Okay, so this is my sampler. Sampling, yes, this is my sampling switch. Okay, so here is my what? Output y what? Let's say this is my y of n. This is my output signal y of n. Now here I want to find first this discrete time signal. Okay, so discrete time signal, then after that we will see what the ROC concept. Okay, so first you see this is what RC low pass filter. Then how we can get this y of t here? How we can get, let's say, let us apply here what? Voltage division rule across the capacitance. Okay, so by applying voltage division rule, what we will get here? Y of in S domain. Okay, so I am going to apply the voltage division rule across the capacitor in S domain. So by which we get what? Y of S is equal to what? 1 by SC into this is what? Ix of S divided by this is R plus 1 by SC. Okay, so then what we will get here? SC will get cancelled, and we are getting here X of S divided by 1 plus SRC. Okay, so this is my what? Y of S. So let us see here, put the value of what? Let us put the value of X of S here. What we will get? X of S, the Laplace transform of this e to the power minus t u of t is nothing but X of S is equal to 1 by S plus 1. Okay, so this is my Laplace transform of input signal. So now by putting this X of S here, what we will get? Y of S. Okay, y of t in S domain. Okay, in S domain. So what is that? So let me rub this. Okay, so let me rub this here. What we will get here? Y of S is equal to, by putting value of X of S, this is nothing but 1 by S plus 1, so which is nothing but S plus 1, and here is my 1 plus SRC. What is the value of RC here? RC is nothing but, R is what? 1 kilo ohm into this is what? 0.5 millifarad, so which is nothing but what? 1 by 2. Okay, so now by putting the value of RC is equal to 1 by 2 here, what we will get here? Y of S is equal to what? 2 divided by S plus 1 into S plus 2. Okay, so this is what we got, what? Y of S in S domain. This is 2 divided by S plus 1 into S plus 2. Okay, so now see, this is our output. Okay, output across the capacitance. Now here let us remove this. I am going to remove this. Okay, so we have reached up to this. Okay, Y of S. Now we are going to apply this signal to where? We are going to apply this signal to sampler. First we are in S domain. Okay, so then we have to go back to in time domain by applying the inverse Laplace transform. Okay, so let's see here. I am going to rub this hole. Now see what we have obtained here. Y of s is equal to 2 divided by what? 2 divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2. Let us apply the partial fraction here. How to apply partial fraction? So let's see, s plus 1, s is equal to minus 1. Just keep the hand here. S is equal to minus 1. Put here minus 1. 2 minus 1 is what? 1. 2 by 1 is what? 2. Okay, so then write here 2 divided by what is this? S plus 1. Now similarly put here hand. Okay, so at s plus 2, s is equal to minus 2. Put this minus 2 here. 1 minus 2 is what? Minus 1. So which is nothing but minus 2. So which is minus 2. S plus 2. How we have obtained this? First s plus 1, s is equal to minus 1. Put here hand. Put here hand. Okay, so then s is equal to minus 1. 2 minus 1 is what? 1. This is what? 2. Okay, so 2 by s plus 1. Similarly for this, s is equal to minus 2. Put here minus 2. 1 minus 2 minus 1. So which is minus 2. Okay, so this is what? Like this. Like this we can find the partial fraction. Now let us apply the inverse Laplace transform to this output signal across the capacitor. So by applying inverse Laplace transform, what we will get? Y of t is equal to, let us take 2 common here, e to the power minus t minus e to the power minus 2t u of t. So this is what my output signal, okay, across the capacitance. Now what we have to do here, y of t, this is my signal. Now I am going to apply this signal to a sampler. What? Sampling. Okay, sampler. This is my sampling, whose time interval or sampling time interval is what? For this sampling time interval here is what? Of 1 second. 1 second of sampling time interval is there. Okay, so by which we can get what? ynts, and which is almost equal to what? Which is nothing but equal to y of n. Okay, so y of n. Why it is so? Y of n. Ynts is equal to y of n. Why it is like that? So let's see for this also. Okay, so note down this one first. Okay, so that output we have obtained across the capacitor in time domain. Okay, so then after that we are going to apply this through a sampler. Okay, whose sampling time is what? 1 second. Means each and every 1 second it is on and off, and according to that it is converting this to discrete time signal. So let's see here how it is. So this is like, let me first remove this one. Here we will understand this properly. So here is what? Y of t. Okay, y of t. I have applied this to a sampling switch. Okay, so sampling switch whose sampling time interval is what? Of what? 1 second. Okay, so this is my sampling interval of time. So where I am getting what? ynts. What? ynts. Okay, t2 and ts, which is nothing but equal to what? Y of n. How it is like? So let's say my signal is what? This here. Okay, so this is my signal, continuous time signal. After passing through this sampler, so I am making you to understand this, how we can write ynts directly to y of n. Okay, so for that purpose I am going to make you understand by understanding this. Okay, so let's say this is my continuous time signal. I am applying here, and by applying this sampler, okay, so sampling switch, then what we will get here? We get this signal. Okay, discrete time signal. We are getting discrete time signal. Okay, so because the switch is on and off for each and every 1 second. So this is what? 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and so on. Okay, so all the way it will go to up to infinite time. If you see here between 1 and 2 sampler. Okay, so between 1 and 2, here sampling is existing at 1, and then sampling is existing at 2. After 1 second, the sampling is again switching. Okay, each and every second. But here this what? 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, there exists no sample, no signal. Okay, so there is no sampling signal, there is no signal at all. Between each sample signal there exists no signal. So means it is what? Integer. So that's why what? Discrete time signal always exists for integer value. Integer value means plus minus n, where n is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so which is an integer. So that's why I'm just writing this as n. So which is what? Just an integer, means 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So for that there is no sampling signal. So that's why we always write this ynt of s is equal to y of n. So which is an integer. So for that purpose we are writing y of n. So that is the main purpose. Now see here what we have obtained here, y of t that we have obtained here as y of t is equal to 2 2 into e to the power minus t minus e to the power minus 2t e to the power minus 2t into u of t Now see here, after applying this signal to the sampler, what we are getting? Y and ts. Okay, so just put here y and ts, by which we get here 2 into e to the power minus here n ts minus e to the power minus 2n ts 12 ts into u of n ts. Okay, so now see here, by putting the value of ts here, ts is nothing but what? 1 second, by which we get y of n is equal to 2 into e to the power minus n minus e to the power minus 2n into u of n Okay, so this is what over discrete time signal. So now this we have converted the over continuous time signal that we have passed through the low pass filter. Then after that we have passed that signal through the sampler. Then after that we have converted that signal into the discrete time signal. Okay, so this is what discrete time signal. Now here for this we are going to find the what Z transform. Okay, so then after that we will plot the what pole zero plot. Okay, so we are drawing the pole zero plot. From there we will see the ROC. Okay, so concept of ROC, how the system is stable, when the system is stable, when the system is unstable, like that. So let's see here, let me rub this first. Okay, so what we got from here and what we have obtained here. So let's see here, y of n discrete time signal that we have obtained as 2 into e to the power minus n u of n minus 2 e to the power minus 2n u of n. Okay, so this is what discrete time signal. So now by applying Z transform, okay, so I'm assuming that you know the Z transform of the signal very well. Now just by applying the Z transform on both the side, what we will get here, by applying Z transform on both the side, we get y of z is equal to what? Y of z is equal to 2 here, 2 divided by 1 minus e inverse z inverse. Okay, so minus 2 divided by 1 minus e to the power minus 2 z inverse. This is my Z transform. So by which we get here, by simplifying this here, 2 into, take this here, multiply this 1 minus e to the power minus 2 z inverse minus 1 plus e to the power minus 1 z inverse divided by here 1 minus e inverse z inverse 1 minus e to the power minus 2 z inverse. Okay, so this is what Z transform. Now see here, Z transform. Now we are going to take, this is what positive plus 1, this is minus 1, this will get cancelled, and here what we will get from here, we are getting y of z is equal to 2 into this is here, take z inverse common, 2z inverse into e inverse minus e to the power minus 2. Okay, so here down it will come same as e to the power minus 1 z inverse into 1 minus e to the power minus 2 z inverse. Okay, so let me write this first clearly. Okay, so what we have obtained here, this is what we have obtained here, y of z is equal to here 2 into e inverse minus e minus 2 divided by here 1 minus e inverse z inverse 1 minus e minus 2 z inverse. Okay, so let's see here again the value for this e inverse. Let us put with this value. This is what e inverse. What is e inverse? If we see here, e inverse is nothing but 0.3678. Okay, so let me first calculate this. So this is nothing but e minus 1 minus e minus 1 minus 2. It will come 0.2325 into 2. So this is 0.465. So it will come total here 0.465 divided by here it is E inverse is what 1 minus you just put this same, okay. So numerator, by putting numerator same as it is Z inverse, so this is what Z transform, okay. So now we are going to draw the pole zero diagram for this Z transform, and we will see whether this system is stable or unstable, okay. So let's see. So let me rub this also here, 0.465. Now we are going to draw the pole zero plot. So for this, y of z is equal to 0.465 divided by 1 minus E inverse Z inverse 1 minus E minus 2 Z inverse, okay. So Z inverse, let's see here. Now we are going to draw the pole zero plot for this, where if you see Z inverse means, if you see here, what is the Z value here? So Z is nothing but, we want to find Z, okay. So from this denominator here, Z will come like Z is equal to, this is here, the value of Z is nothing but E inverse, which is nothing but 0.367867, okay. So for this, and for this value of Z is nothing but minus 2, 0.135, okay. So this is 0.135, okay. So when we put like ROC modulus of Z inverse like E minus 1, that should be less than 1, okay. So in that way we can say Z inverse must be greater than E inverse, okay. So this is what the value for this we have obtained, 0.367 and 0.135, okay. So now we are going to draw the pole zero diagram. So let's see this pole zero diagram here. So this is what all are under the unit circle. So this is my first circle, and this is my second, and let's say this is my unit circle. This is my unit circle, and this is my imaginary axis, and this is my real axis. Let's see. And this is what positive side. So positive in this side, and these are the pole. These are what pole, okay. And here is also Z inverse, and yes, here is also Z inverse, means one pole is at where? If you see the total, how many pole is there? 2 pole, okay, and 1 0. 1 0 is at what? 1 0 is at origin, okay. So this is how much? This is nothing but here 0.36. Let's say 0.37, okay. Yes, so this is inner side. This is nothing but here 0.135, and this is my 0.37, and let us assume that this is my unit circle. Now see here, both the pole of the system are lying inside the unit circle, okay. Inside the unit circle, we can say that automatically the system is what? Stable. As we know very well that whenever all the pole lies inside the unit circle, that means our system is what? Causal as well as stable. So remember that this system is what? This system is both causal. System is both causal and stable. System is both causal and stable. Why? Because all the pole lies what? All the pole lies inside the unit circle. Okay, so this is what we should know this concept. Whenever all the pole lies inside the unit circle, then that time the system is always stable, always causal and stable. Here both the pole is lying inside the unit circle. So therefore, if you see the ROC for this is what? Now if you see the ROC for this is nothing but, if you see ROC for this is nothing but modulus of Z greater than E inverse, and here modulus of Z greater than E minus 2. So we always choose the outermost Okay, ROC is outer of the outermost pole. So this is outer of the outermost pole. So this means what? This is over ROC. Okay, so this we will consider as ROC. Okay, this we will consider as ROC. ROC must be outer of the outermost pole. Outermost pole is also inside the unit circle. That's why the given system that we have chosen is stable and causal. See, this is what causal also, because ROC is outer side. Okay, ROC is outer, and also this ROC is containing what? This ROC is also containing unit circle. This ROC is also containing unit circle. That is why this system is what? Stable. That is why this system is stable. Okay, so whenever the ROC include the unit circle, that time we can say that the system is always stable. If the ROC is not containing unit circle, that time the system is unstable. Okay, so let's say if I will say that ROC is, just wait. Okay, if I will say that ROC, okay, so let's say if I will say that my ROC is what? So therefore here ROC is, which ROC is valid here? This ROC. Okay, so this is what? This is the ROC. Okay, ROC, valid ROC. Okay, now if I will say ROC, for ROC less than 0.37, ROC less than 0.37 for this ROC, if you will see for this ROC, if I am choosing this ROC, for this ROC, my system is neither stable nor causal. So it is neither stable nor causal. If I am choosing this ROC, inner side ROC. Okay, so see, this is neither outward ROC, means it is not causal, and also this ROC is not containing unit circles. That means it is also not stable. So that is what, if we are choosing this ROC, for this ROC the system is both. The system is neither causal nor stable. Okay, so if I will choose this ROC, for this the system is stable as well as causal, because the ROC is also crossing the unit circle, and also the ROC is outward. So that is what, both causal and stable. Can we make this system causal and unstable? If you will see this one, causal and unstable, that we can make here. We can make this is what? Unstable condition. If you will see, if we are choosing this in this what? Common ROC between this, if I will choose the ROC between this, means if I will choose ROC less than minus E minus 1 and greater than E minus 2, means greater than 0.37 greater than 0.135 less than 0.37, means this ROC, if I will choose this central ROC, then this time also my system is neither causal nor stable. So that is what, for system stability, ROC must always contain the unit circle. For causality, ROC must be outer side. Okay, outer of the outermost pole. For causality, okay, for stability, ROC must contain unit circle. So this is what about the discrete time system stability, causality. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.